Hello and welcome back to another episode of Let's Play World of Warcraft Storytime. We've discussed a little bit of the story between the Draenor and the Orcs back on Draenor, and yeah, I've shown you the trailer of the patch 2.1, the Black Temple with Illidan and stuff. Hopefully you've seen it or you've stayed to see it. Hopefully you have seen it beforehand, because it's one of the, I think, yeah, it's not the greatest trailer I've seen in World of Warcraft, but it is pretty high ranking. So let's see the quests we've got to turn in. And you see at the date and the time that I'm pretty close to the air date I promised. Hopefully I can still make it. It has been a long day, and I didn't count on it to be such a long day. But in the end it was, so let's see. Thank you for your help, Rianko. I know that picking vegetables isn't the most heroic task imaginable, but even the humblest tasks have their rewards.
Spread the good word, eh?
Okay.
What brings you here?
Zenkiki the Druid. It looks like Zenkiki is still having a little bit of trouble with his shapeshifting. Yeah, it is. Among other things, Zenkiki needs to work on his spell accuracy. I could see his wrath spells spiraling out of control even from here. In fact, I used them as a marker to follow your progress through the woods. Perhaps we can use Zenkiki another way. Take him up to the top of the hill, just to our east. The deceased hawks that circle above hill must be destroyed. Ask Zenkiki to shoot at these hawks. Even if he can't hit them, he will distract them so you can finish them off.
Ancestors watch over
That's nice.
Arcanon Poros.
Once the animals are healed, our duties here will be nearly complete. This will be more than enough, Rianko. Now I will need some time to perform my studies. Okay, we get mail, stamina, just stamina. And there's agility. Well, I don't need boots with only stamina, and well, at least that's kind of an improvement. We are not the only Argent Crusaders in the Plaguelands. Our headquarter, Hearthglen, lies to the north. Even nearer to the north is a small lumber mill, which we also control. Nathaniel Dumas is my main contact at the lumber mill. I encourage you to speak with him, should you find yourself in that part of the woods.
Do not lose faith.
Yeah, and now we're going to the top of the hill to let Zenkiki do his stuff. Why did I dismount? Okay. Yeah. Let's get to the top of the hill. And what we were at the, I think, Siege of the Black Temple. I'm sorry, I really don't know much about what I was, what I've already told you. You know, my
not enough rage.
My yeah. Okay. I pretty much forgot how that sentence was going to end. I'm sorry. I told you it has been a long day. I've been
I can't do that yet.
yeah, at a university and doing my job, kinda. We were
I'm out of range.
correcting the exams today for my students, which took 5 to 6 hours. I think it were pretty much 6 hours. Yeah, normally it takes longer, but staring 6 hours only at letters and numbers makes it a little bit squishy in the brain. Okay, so please don't be mad at me. I simply wanted you to have this episode because I promised to give it to you, and I think next week we can have a little bit more episodes than usual. Although I'm not having that much fun with World of Warcraft anymore. Yeah, pretty much World of Draenor is over. The add-on is finished, and there's not much left to do other than equipping your ults, which at my gear level, it's really, yeah, I don't see any benefit in equipping my twinks further. Then the 720 gear score I've already amassed with my main and my twink, which is pretty much heroic Hellfire Citadel. So yeah, we've decided to drop it a little bit. So now we're getting somewhere. How many birds did Zenkiki end up killing? None. You killed them all yourself? Alright, I suppose we'll have to find another use for him then. I will let you know when the time is right.
Walk with the Earth Mother.
Okay, so we need to get to Northridge Lumber Mill. Oh, I remember that one, I think. Wasn't it where I released the termites? I think it was there. And yeah, so back to the war on Draenor. Of course, the Draenei were, yeah, they were slaughtered, and their most sacred halls and structures like Shetrath, the Temple of Karabor, and even the Orkindun, where their souls still lingered, because this is where their fallen were put to rest. And the orcs, they desecrated the ground. The orc warlocks, they tried to steal the power of those souls, manipulate them for their own purposes, which is what yeah, why at the moment, so in our version of Draenor in Outland, you can see here in the Terraka Forest, Orkindun is somewhere here, you can still see dead Draenei walking around and shit. So, Nathaniel Dumas.
Light be with you.
Welcome to Northridge, warrior.
Light bless you.
Ah, it's good to be back in Northridge. I've got my mill, my beautiful wife, a bouncing baby boy. I've even put in my hat with the Argent Crusade. We'll be supplying Tyrion's forces with lumber. My lumberjacks were being exceptionally productive too, up until the point when the spiders came. Now they refuse to go any deeper in the woods. Maybe you can help me out. Hop on one of my horses and use it to frighten those spiders. Maybe we can avoid bloodshed and just scare them away.
Go with honor, friend.
And we got Kelly Dumas.
Need help?
I'm happy for Nathaniel. He spent so long trying to return to Northridge. And now with the Scarlet Crusade out of the way, he can finally move back home. It's just, even for such a seemingly idyllic setting, it's not really the best place to raise a family. For example, along this valley's edge, you will find rabid foxes searching for innocent prey. Every once in a while, I catch a glimpse of one looking right at me. Please, warrior, remove some of these foxes. I don't feel safe with them near.
Farewell.
Okay, so they desecrated their most holy grounds on Draenor. They used their fallen against them, which is kind of naughty. It's really naughty. And so the Horde, they were on the winning side. Until one day they attacked Shetrath, because in Shetrath there was the prophet Waylon, and Waylon, he led some of those of his own to safety, but he needed to leave some behind, because it needed to look like they were all gone. They could, yeah, the Horde won in one big swipe, and eradicated any Draenei still alive. So, Waylon, he foresaw this, and he thought, well, my people won't know peace until Kil'jaeden thinks they're extinct, which is rather unfortunate for Kil'jaeden, of course, because he pretty much wanted his revenge, but Waylon's plan worked, and most of his people got slaughtered, but some of them escaped. And in that moment, And it was in that moment that Isildur picked up his father's sword. Yeah, kind of like it. They prayed to the Naru to give them deliverance, to help them. And their prayers heard. The Naru, they came with yeah, the Tempest Keep and the ships surrounding the Tempest Keep, which are named the Alcatraz, the Botanica, and the Mechana, and of course the Exodar. And I think he brought two. I think there were three Naru with them. Adal, who later on became a resident of Shattered. He was in charge of the Tempest Keep. Then there was the one that is on the Exodar, and I haven't played so much Draenor, so I really don't know how he's called. Just try to remember. Yeah. So in the end, some of the Draenor people, they stayed behind in Shattered with Adal, which is long past the erection of the Dark Portal. But I really think I should tell you about this now. Adal, then we've got Muuru, who Adal sacrificed, because it was then that Kael'thas Sunstrider and his Blood Elves attacked the Tempest Keep, and they took him a prisoner and sent them to Silvermoon, which is why the Blood Elves are able to use Paladins. So, with that out of the way, we can turn in our quests. And then later on, we can go back to the events of the cleansing of Draenor. So, Kelidumar, I feel a bit more relieved that you go. Thank you!
See you around.
Okay. Farther to the south, you will find Red Pine Notes. A new arrival to the area. You probably passed some on your way here. Nathaniel pretends like they're not a problem, but I know better. I've seen them running away with our lumber at night. I don't know what they do with lumber. They don't seem particularly handy, but that doesn't stop them from stealing it. Head down to their camps and steal that lumber back.
Safe travels.
I have my doubts about those gnolls' intentions. They haven't attacked us yet, but their numbers are growing, and they seem to always have their weapons ready. I'm no military expert,
Have a good one.
but... Oh, come on!
Hello.
I'm no military expert, but that seems a little aggressive to me. Maybe, if we took away some of their weapons, they'd be a little less likely to pose a threat. Oh no, Mill? I'd feel much better about the whole situation if you went down there and brought some of their weapons back to me.
Be careful.
Okay.
Greetings.
Well, it sounds like they're certainly afraid of the Mustang, but they're not leaving for good. I can't have you running around on a horse forever. Not that I think you'd want to. Fine. Bloodshed it is. The High Lord was generous enough to send me some of his recruits to protect us here at the mill. With your horsemanship skills and their martial prowess, we can do away with these spiders. Problem easily. Hop back on that Mustang and scare those spiders again, but this time scare them all the way here to the mill. These Hearthglen recruits can handle things.
Be careful.
So, we need to get those spiders to the Hearthglen militia. I don't know. Is it militia? Is it militia? I can't quite seem to remember. Come on. 10 spiders. Okay. So back on Draenor. The orcs were slaughtering the Draenei, and Kil'jaeden, being pleased with the eradication of those Draenei, he thought all those that were left at Shattered were the remnants of this race, and former friend should be one of the victims there, but he didn't know better, and he fell for Valen's trick. So he left Draenor. He left the orcs to their own devices, which was, of course, a problem for the orcs, because now they had all this bloodlust in them, and they couldn't do anything with it because they didn't have any common enemy. So the clans, they turned on themselves, and it was then when Gul'dan was fast asleep that he heard the cry, or the voice of a certain individual called Medivh, or Medivh, I don't know how he's actually pronounced. There's so many different versions of his name being pronounced ever differently, so cut me some slack there, will you? He told Gul'dan about another world he could conquer, about Azeroth, about this lush green world, and at that point in time Draenor was all but gone, because the twisted magic of the orc warlocks, it corrupted the land, and it was difficult for the orcs to find any material or at least food. And the only place that is untouched by the fell corruption even today is Nagrand, where I think the Warsong clan originated. It was the Warsong clan. So that happened, and Medivh, he convinced Gul'dan to assemble his forces, to assemble his horde, and build a portal to Azeroth to conquer this planet. Yeah. The story of Medivh, of course, is a little bit longer, and I think it's a little bit difficult to understand now, but we need to talk about it, and we will talk about it in the next episode. So let's just turn in the quest, and we have a little bit of a shorter episode this week, but
What can I do for you?
hopefully I can make good on this. That's much more like it. Now our lumberjacks can get to work again. Nice riding out there, Iranko. You cut a pretty impressive silhouette on that Mustang. So we got strength and stamina. I think it's the ring that's going to cut it for me. Oh, before you go, Iranko, I have a message for you. There's someone in Hearthglen who'd like to meet with you. Said he's heard your name pop up a few times already. Consider yourself lucky, Iranko. Not everybody gets a personal audience with High Lord Tyrion Fordring. Oh, and feel free to use one of my Mustangs for the ride up there. They're the fastest money can buy.
For the Alliance.
So let's put on that ring. Okay, let's get this one. So, as I told you, a shorter episode for today, but I should make it in time to upload this. Stay tuned, folks, for the next episode. I don't know when I be ready to air it. At least on Sunday you will have one. I don't know if I can make it to give you a bonus episode on Thursday or Friday. But I try my best. Promise. Pinky promise. I try my best. So, see you then. TTFN. Ta-ta for now.